Hello, welcome to some more modded Pitforge. This episode I'm going to be working on making a 3x ore processing using mechanism. So that's going to be interesting. I've just killed a few animals because I don't have any food, but we're going to be using some of these things today. No, not all of them. We're going to be using things like, I think, the chemical infuser and the electrolytic separator. They're all fairly simple to make, similar to the stuff I showed you me making last episode. They just require different things. So like another thing I'll be using is an I showed you that. What else would I be using? I don't really know actually, but I'll be using quite a few of these things. I can't really find them all right now. I'll be using lots of them because I need to use, I've got a list here, an electric pump, an electrolytic separator, a purification chamber, a crusher, an enrichment set chamber, and an energized smelter. So I'm going to make up all those machines. You saw me make machines last episode, so you probably don't need to see me doing it again. So that's probably fine. But I'll be doing that, and then I'll come back to you once I have all these machines made up. I'm not making whatever this is though, so that's fine. But yes, making up loads of machines is what I'm going to do first, and then I'll make the 3x thing, and then I might make a jetpack. I don't know. Depends how things go. So see you once I've got a load of machines made. Just a quick update, I went mining for some osmium and I've come back with loads and loads of stuff, but I did get some more osmium because you need lots of osmium in order to do mechanism stuff. You've got to use ores to make ores. So yeah, just thought you'd like to see how amazing this hammer is. I just mined so many things with quick swipes of my hammer. Really cool. Yay! And one thing I want to do just while I'm waiting is put these power poles up on fences. So I think that will look slightly nicer because they look kind of crap on the ground. So I'm just quickly putting fences underneath these relays because I think that's going to end up looking nicer in the long run. If it doesn't, then that's a bit poopy. Now it's too far away. Okay, so I need to move that one closer. But yeah, that's just one thing I'm doing. I'm just quickly putting these one closer. I'm just quickly putting these up on fences because I think it looks nicer. So that's just something I'm fixing up because people might be annoyed about it. I don't know. Just letting you know that that's the thing that's happening. Yeah, this looks much nicer. Now see, now it's not just random things sitting on the ground. It actually looks like a decent power line. I walk through, I'll get electrocuted, but that doesn't actually happen. But yes, I think this looks much nicer just having them sitting up on poles. Gives it a nicer feel. But hopefully something I'm doing is done. Yep, these are infused. Now I just need to do them again. Yeah. So I have quite a lot of infusing and crap to do, which is why I'm not really showing you much of it because it's a bit boring. So we've just been exchanging map coordinates and looking at the map. We're all quite close because there's quite a few people on at the moment. Here's my base up here. And then if you go down here a bit, there's JSQ's base. And then here a little bit, there's Dusty's base. So we're all quite close. That's cool, and there's JSQ there. See, we're all quite close. Isn't that nice? We'll be able to do lots of stuff together. Yay! Okay, I've got everything I need. Let me just grab up this crusher and I can assemble this. That's not the crusher, this is the crusher. So I am going to build it along this wall. So let's start by putting down some more power cables, which I made a few more of because I've got everything I need, I think. So if we just go along like this, just build some power cables along, everything should be powered. Now, how are we going to do it? I think we're going to do it from the right to the left, so then we can spread it out the right amount. So from here, we're going to start by, actually let's do it left to right. I don't know, which way do I want to do it? Yeah, left to right, screw it, I'm doing it this way. So we're going to start by having an electrolytic separator. So we need one of those, which go, so let's just put a few more of these in our hotbar perhaps, so we can actually place them. There we go. So start with an electrolytic separator, which needs a supply of water from an electric pump, and the problem is I can't really do that from the sides because the sides are going to be used, so getting this pump in is going to be slightly tricky. So if we put the pump in kind of here, underneath that we need water, so we just mine the block underneath it. There is actually water down there, but not quite where we want. It doesn't seem to need to be an infinite water source though, so that's interesting. So we can just get down there so we can get some water. There we go. And let's, I seem to drop all my blocks. There we go. Something like that. And then we'll go and place some this down. Yes, this works, sure. Sorry, I don't really know what I'm doing. This isn't too planned. There, it's totally not leaking out the side. Oh, it actually isn't. That's great. So this needs water. Now, I'm not sure how I'm going to actually get this into the thing. I haven't really thought about this too much. I think that goes in, yeah, and then we need power to it as well somehow. So this needs power, which we think we can do. Yeah, there's not going to be anything going. Or, which way's the power? Sorry. Just give me a minute and I'll sort this pump out. It's actually really tricky, okay? I'll just sort this pump out. Okay, this is working. So the pump's here underneath it, and then that's putting water into here. That works, and it's powered around the back here. That is working. Now this needs water, which it splits into hydrogen and oxygen. It will be needing both of those, and the next thing we need is the purification chamber. So if we put the purification chamber down, we need to check if the... No, that goes out. The purification chamber, that will purify our ores, and then after that we have a crusher, so which then crushes the purified ores, and we need to check with the side configuration that it's outputting on the right and that this one is inputting on the left. It's not. There we go, input left, output right. That's exactly what we want. And this one we want to input through the top, which it is. Good. So once we've crushed our ores, we then want to enrich them with an enrichment chamber. So we want that to be inputting on the left like so, and then once we've enriched them, we can finally smelt them using the energized smelter, and then after that we can send them off into a chest like so. So now this is the main chain, but what we'll also need is we'll need a... Where is it? I can't find it actually. I'm going to need to get a logistic pipe which transports items, so that will pull out of the chest and into the start, because it doesn't like pull it out the chest on its own. I'm sure I made some, but apparently not. So I should have some logistic pipe, but I don't. They're pretty easy to make. So logistic pipe, I just want, I think, advanced logistical transporter, so that's like that. Okay, so that's that around these, which is 2 steel ingots and a basic control circuit. Basic control circuit, osmium and compressed redstone. I can do this on camera, it totally won't be way too boring. Sure. Okay, so just showing you what I had to go through for like every single thing. So I have to, although actually I did do a good job of making everything. Ooh, some steel dust. That's nice. So yes, I'll just quickly make these. Turns out I also need a configurator, so I'm going to have to make a rich alloy and energy tablet for that. And also another thing I am going to need that I forgot to make is a gas tank for storing the extra hydrogen, which can then power a jetpack, and I need another osmium for that. So actually I'm not completely ready, I'm sorry about that. I'm just going to go make those bonus things, and then we can finish off making the chain. Good? Yes. Ooh, diamonds. I'm just mining for a tiny bit more osmium, and look at all these diamonds. Yum. Loads of them. That's very nice. Yeah, the server is lagging a bit, but just a load more diamonds, which we found once before. I'm just mining because I need a bit more osmium in order to make the gas tank. So, I mean, diamonds is nice, but I would actually have preferred osmium at this point in time. Whatever. Right, that took way longer than it should have, but I now have a configurator and a gas tank. I'll need to quickly just put a little bit of charge in my configurator, I guess. So to do that, it's basically the wrench for mechanism if you know anything about mods. There we go. I'm not going to bother letting it charge fully. That should be fine for now. I only need it for one tiny little thing. Okay, so this is going to be the purification chamber where things get input. So on top of that, we're going to have a pipe, and then we're going to have, for now, it's going to be an input chest. Eventually, it'll be part of some crazy, awesome mega system. There we go. And we have our output chest. So now what we need to do is we need to put ores in here. I don't have any on me, but we need to tell this to pull out. I'll leave it off. I'll show you what happens when we don't, and I'll show you why I needed this configurator so freaking much. So let's just get some ores. I have plenty after all that random mining. It can't do every ore, but it can do a lot of them. So it can do copper, it can do tin, it can do iron, more tin. There we go. That should do to show you. Just putting some of these in. So if I just put those in the input chest, nothing will happen without the use of the configurator. So configurator, input chest, blah de da de da. Nothing happens. So we need to configure it to pull, and then it'll pull out of the chest into this, and that's a broken texture. But now this will purify the tin ore. So if I just give it a minute, I'll show you the entire process. So purifies the tin ore into tin clumps. So I think that's where like the 3 happens or something. And those tin clumps should be going into here. See, this is why we're doing everything. Is that an output dark blue? Yeah. Okay, so this has got an input on the left. It should do. So why is this not working? That should be working. Unless I've done my setup wrong. So purification chamber. Yeah, then there's crusher. That should be next. Huh, this is weird. So if I just put these in here manually, will that work? Yes. So there's something wrong with my setup here. Output. Let's just turn the extras off. Maybe. Oh wait, no, I know what it was. These need to be auto-ejecting. There we go, now it's auto-ejecting into here. So let's turn them all onto auto-eject. So that means they automatically eject out the output side. Here we go, that works. Perfect. And now these tin clumps are getting made into getting crushed into dirty tin dust, which is then enriched into tin dust, which is then smelted. So these are all quite slow, but it can just keep running for ages. Get smelted into tin, and because you get 3 clumps, I think it was, for each thing. What's the problem there? It's run out of hydrogen. But because you get 3 clumps for each recipe, everything's fine. Now, why have you run out of hydrogen? Oxygen. That needs oxygen, but this thing has hydrogen. Now, I could tell it to just dump the hydrogen, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to store it in a tank. So for that I'll need some pressurized tube, which are for gases coming out the side, and I'll then need a tank for the hydrogen to be stored in. Now this can produce again, because if one of them's full it can't produce. I'm going to set these both to dump excess, so if there's too much oxygen it will keep filling up this, and if there's too much hydrogen it will keep filling up this. So now that keeps working. As I said, each one of these I believe makes something like 3 tin clumps or so. Let's just sort of my inventory a little, actually. Sorted. That's so easy. But yes, and it's not fast, but yes, I think each one makes 3 tin clumps. So this all keeps going and makes me loads of ores slowly, and I think my power can handle this. Yeah, this is still full, so my power grid can handle this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly go and put the rest of my ores that can be handled by this in the chest, and the ones that can be handled by this are, if we search up clump, we can do tin, we can do iron, gold, osmium, copper, tin, silver and lead. So I'm just going to put everything I can use in that chest, and it will just slowly go. In fact, what we can do is we can tell this chunk here to be chunk loaded. I think it's just this one chunk. Here it is. But I think we'll also need to chunk load like a power maybe. Yeah, I think we will. So something like that. There we go. And then those should keep working even when I'm not on the server. Perfect. Okay, all our ores, or at least the majority of them, in this chest, and for every ore we'll get 3 ingots coming out in this chest. It's quite slow, but you can upgrade these into like factories, which are much faster, but for now this should do if I just have everything slowly going along. Now the reason I wanted to capture hydrogen was there's a thing I can make. I might make it this episode. Let's have a look what it requires, shall we? It's a jetpack, not a jest pack. What did that even come out? Jest. What is this? A majestic drone. Oh, okay. That makes sense. Jet. I thought it'd be like a jester bee. Not a set pack, a jetpack. Sorry, I can't see where I'm typing. There we go. So this requires 3 tin, 2 steel, a basic gas tank, and a basic control circuit. Oh, that is easy. I'll go make sure I have all these things, and then we can make a jetpack. Easy. Yeah. Okay, I believe I have everything I need to make a jetpack. So, there we go. 1 jetpack. No gas stored regular. Now, these jetpacks aren't electric jetpacks. They run on hydrogen, which is way cooler. So that's fine. Okie dokie. Ooh, this isn't full. That's not good. Looks like we are not quite producing enough power, but I'll just put some coal in here. And that should do us temporarily. Because obviously this isn't going to be running at full blast all the time for now. So we should be fine. So, let's fill this up with all the hydrogen we have, this jetpack. Is that the right one? Yes. So this is taking the so this gas doesn't hold much hydrogen in here, so I've got the gas tank to store hydrogen, the excess hydrogen from this manufacturing process, and make it useful for making me fly, which is of course a very useful thing indeed, and a very noble pursuit. So if we've got our jetpack, it takes a while to fill up. Okay, I'm just going to go to sleep while this is filling. For real, Jag? Okay, the jetpack's taken pretty much all the hydrogen in here, so if we put this on our back, there, then we should be able to fly. Oh yeah, look at that. Okay. Ow. Yeah, careful with fall damage. Now, look at this amazing thing. Whoosh. Whooshy, whooshy, whoosh indeed. So, I've got to be careful not to let myself, die of fall damage. Okay, apparently I wasn't being careful. I thought I was, but I wasn't paying enough attention. GG me. Well, guys, I just got a jetpack. Yeah. Just to explain to everyone why I suddenly died of fall damage. So yeah, that's a good reason for die of fall damage, just getting a jetpack. But I haven't quite finished demonstrating it to you. If we can just like not die again. Okay, sure. Okay, so there is another mode. So if we just go back into looking at me, fly, whee! Yeah, it doesn't do fall damage if you fall down slowly, I think. Let's just test that by going up to a height. No, it doesn't, that's fine. Now if we do, I think it's like K. Yes, there we go. That's quite low. You can see in the bottom left there's regular, hover and disabled. So if we're doing hover mode, then we just stay at the height like in Creative Flight. It doesn't use the hydrogen too fast. So that means we can now build with basically Creative Flight. So that's really cool. It's not incredibly fast, but that's fine. So now we have loads of awesome flight, which is good. Okay. So if I can just remember the button to turn it off again. Yeah, let's not disable it. Regular. Whee! Okay, let's be careful here. But we can now fly around our base and up to our windmills and stuff like that. Just be careful we don't run out of fuel, which is in the bottom left corner. Okay, good. Oh god, why are there so many monsters around here? Okay, so I think we're done for the day. We managed to get this awesome 3x ore processing machine, as well as this epic jetpack. So this is just going to slowly go away at my ores. See how much tin it's done already? That's fine. It should all be chunk loaded, so let me just fly up to my windmills and check the unloaded chunks. But I think we've done quite a lot, and I'm planning on building the factory in a live stream, which should be on Saturday, the day after this video goes out. In the description I'll have a link to my live page, which should have a countdown to the stream, I hope. So click the link in the description to see a countdown to the stream, which should be the day after this video goes out. So, you know, I might even be live while you're watching this, depending on when you watch it. But that's fun. So now I'd like to check that these are loaded. Yep, they are. So thank you everyone for watching. Goodbye!